It go crazy. It go crazy. It go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the old to LA. Go crazy like a dum-dum. East side homeboy, where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no red rum. This is OOO City. All the way to the bay, hit the bass, feel me. Catch a case cause it's beating up your Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it, work it, work it out. Turn the volume up loud. This a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Got you all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, go, go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, go, go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. All the way from the O to LA.
What's going on, family? What's going on? Welcome to the Scoop. Y'all, we got a really good show tonight. And I need y'all to go ahead and hit these comments. Let me know where you are tuning in from as we get started. Drop for me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from and say what's up. As y'all can see, I'm by myself right now, but don't worry. Q is coming. So y'all rock with me for a minute. And of course, hit my comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Give me a shout out. Tell me how your day has been. This is the Scoop. And of course, we've got some great hot topics for you. And I hope that you all are having a phenomenal day. So again, as we are getting started, y'all know how we do. If you are new, then we are an interactive show, which means we need your comments. We need your comments. We want your shares. So hit that share button, drop where you are tuning in from, and then, of course, tag a couple of your people and let them know that you are kicking it with us here on the Scoop for the next couple hours. So if you've been here before, you know how we do it. So I'm counting on you to do what you know that we do, which is again, drop where you're tuning in from, hit that like button, go ahead and tag a couple of your people and let them know that the Scoop is on and they need to be here too. So that's what that is. Again, Q is on the way. Y'all pray for y'all. Gotta get this. Y'all see, I got the eye. My allergies is bothering me tonight. So we gonna make it through it. The cool part tonight, for those who don't know, this is also Financial Literacy Month. So I got my favorite financial advisor, Reshell Smith, going to be dropping in tonight, and we're going to be talking for a few minutes about financial literacy, again, as well as the hot topics for this week. So y'all tune in again. Drop where you're tuning in from. Go ahead and hit that share button and go ahead and tag your people. Keenan says, try using the neti pot. It works. So I actually am going to try that. I've tried it before, and it really didn't do much for me, but I am gonna try it again. So yeah, I'm gonna try it again. Don't I'm because I definitely need to. Okay, what's up? I see you, Chi Town. I see you, Chi Town, my hometown. So that's what's up. So again, y'all go ahead and tag your people. Let them know that you're here. Um, Invite them to this show, and we're going to go. We're gonna go. We got a couple of things that we got to go through first, and then we're gonna get into what we need to get into. All right. So first things up. Listen. So we're starting. We started something new a couple of weeks ago, called Straight Out the Inbox. This is straight out the inboxes. Anytime you have a question and you want us to post it, whether it's anonymously or with your name tag to it, you can send it to myself, to my inbox, to the Scoops inbox, or to Q's inbox, and we will post it with the hashtag straight out the inbox. So if you have a post or a question that you want to see potentially on this show, then send it to myself, send it to Q, or send it to the Scoops inbox on Facebook or DM on Instagram, and we will post it, and we will use the hashtag straight out of the inbox. So this is our hashtag. You can so you can see that if you we can do that for you if you have a question that you want posted. All right, that's the first thing. Second, if you are not following us on Clubhouse, you all are missing out. I'm going to say that again. If you all are not following us or joining us on Thursday nights for our Clubhouse, for the Scoop One Clubhouse, you are missing out. So usually on Tuesdays, you get me and Q. But on Thursdays, you get our whole team. So you get me, Q, you get Dan, you get Jamie, you get Stacy, you get Donnell, you get Candace, you get the whole crew on Thursdays. So you want to follow us. So if if you're not watching on your phone right now, then go to Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, search the Scoop on Clubhouse and subscribe to the Scoop on Clubhouse, and you can join us every Thursday, just about every Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, and we have some really, really good conversation. Again, Thursdays on Clubhouse, the Scoop on Clubhouse on Thursdays, 8 Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. If you follow the Clubhouse, anytime we go live, you will get the notification. So y'all do that again. If you're not already doing it, and if you're not watching on your phone, go to your phone, go to Clubhouse, search the Scoop on Clubhouse, and hit that follow button. It's the house icon. You want to hit that, and then you will be following us on Clubhouse. Cool, y'all. Can y'all do that for me? Because we want you to be here, be listening to those conversations. Usually they're deeper conversations than what we have here on Tuesdays. Sometimes we carry over a topic and we get more perspectives, and then we let you guys come up and talk with us. So it is a dope conversation. It's good. We always leave there excited about, not excited, excuse me, but just kind of, glad that we had that conversation because we learned something new. We saw something different. And so that's the goal. So again, go to the Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, search the Scoop on Clubhouse and follow the house so you can join us for any time we're on there. Got it? Got it. All right. What else I got? Now I'm wasting time. What else I got? No, I'm not wasting time. I'm doing all the announcement stuff that we would normally do in the middle of the show. I'm just doing it now, so that way so we don't have to worry about doing it later. Cool. So y'all stay with me. Also, if you have not gotten Surviving Relationship Storms, which is my first relationship book, then you need to do that. If you go to my Instagram page, you will see it. You're going to thanks, KG. Appreciate it, man. We'll see you Thursday, man. But yeah, so you all get this book, Surviving Relationship Storms. It is a book that talks about how the storms of relationships are designed to make us stronger. And so, how we can prepare for storms. They're inevitable because every relationship has them. But we can, number one, we can prepare for them. Two, that then second, while we're in them, we can take advantage of them. And three, what to do after a relationship storm. Really good book. Not a super long read, but it's also at a lot of the end of the chapters has questions that you and your partner can talk through and walk through together. So you can go to Amazon.com and get it, or if you go to my Instagram page, you will see the link for it in the bio. Cool. All right. Cool. 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 Surviving Relationship Storms. All right. Yep, here we go. Hold on.
Wash day has never been so simple, sis. Let's be honest. Rarely is spending a day bent over the sink and stuck under the dryer considered ideal for self-care. We got things to do, okay? So get back to it and trade those 5011 products for 3 of our best-selling staples for your basic hair care needs. Cleanse and condition your curls with our super rich, deliciously citrus-scented Quench shampoo and conditioner, and lock in that bounce and shine with our Do Me Daily moisturizing cream that gives your coils the proper stage to show out no matter how you decide to style. Grab yours today at elegancebydesign.com.
All right, y'all heard what she said. Elegancebydesign.com, where you can get all of your Elegance by Design products. And y'all, I'm telling you, they're worth it. So for all of your hair care, skincare needs, go to www.elegancebydesign.com and get your products. Again, www.elegancebydesign.com to get your products for your hair care, your skincare, fellas. It's for us too. Your boy uses it, and I promise you, it's some good stuff. So go check it out, elegancebydesign.com. All right. Last but definitely not least, y'all make sure that if you have a service or a product that you would like advertised or promoted, that you promote with us here on The Scoop and on Global Job Network. So depending on what you need, we have packages to fit all of your needs. So whether you need the big boy, which gets you social media as well as email, as well as being on the show. We have that all the way down to our smallest package, which is just what's the smallest? Oh, social media. So y'all can y'all can email us at globaljiveradio@gmail.com, and we can get you more information, or see me and get you some more information, and we can find out what package fits you best. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna tackle this first one by myself. And I need y'all tag some people. Let them know we're about to jump into these topics. But since my co-host is not here just yet, I'm gonna need you guys to comment. So if you are in the comments, y'all, I hope you guys are ready, because I am going to need your response. So this first one that we have up is excuse me, pretty sad. The first one we have up is actually very sad. So if you all have not heard, this week and you probably will hear more of this, this week in Grand Rapids, Michigan, excuse me, there has been there's been a shooting, another police shooting, and they have yet to really make this public, a public thing yet. But I can promise you, over the next couple of days, you will probably be hearing more about it. So there was a young gentleman, a young man, who I'll just read the story for you, so I don't have to give you the story. So, excuse me. What happened was a young man by the name of Patrick Lyoya, Lyoya, was killed by a white police officer during a traffic stop, and now, of course, it's drawing national attention. Excuse me. So on April 4th, a police officer conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle with a license plate that was not registered to it. Because of this, there was a fight that had ensued, and this ended. The fight let's see, happened. The end of it was the police officer took out his gun and killed Patrick. And so now we're at the point here. For those who don't know, I actually live in Grand Rapids. So we are at the point where civil rights leaders, local leaders, pastors, and things like that are demanding the tape to be released. Excuse me. And the police have promised that they will release the tape before the end of this week. So this is another situation where a young man has lost his life at the hands of police. And so, of course, as we talk about this, we want to send our prayers, our condolences, our thoughts to I think I'm saying it right. I hope I'm saying it right. The Lyoya family in the loss of their son, their brother, their nephew, and uncle. But y'all, this is sad because this is once again another instance where a Black man has lost his life at the hands of police. And so, from my understanding of it, like the news article said, he was pulled over. He wasn't pulled over, but he pulled over because his something was wrong with the vehicle. He was trying to check the vehicle. The police had pulled up behind him to kind of make sure, that oncoming cars didn't hit him or anything like that, and which is normal, of course. And then at the process of that, ran the plates, saw that the plates didn't match the vehicle, asked him to come out from under the vehicle. And at that point, that's when he tried to get away, got him to the ground, and at that time he was killed. So I'm interested. Tell me you guys' thoughts as I'm talking through this, because I think this is heavy. As I process this, I'll be honest, I'm very sad. Not full disclosure, but yeah, this actually for me hits pretty close to home, because this happened. Again, first of all, I live here, and second, because this happened very close to my church, because this young man was from the Congo, and one of my pastoral partners is from the Congo, and so this community is very shaken, and of course, again, this is just brings back all of the trauma of this happening, with George Floyd, with everybody else who this has happened to. And so you just kind of wonder, when is this going to stop? And at what point are we going to make changes and do something different to this system and the way that we handle policing and the way that we handle those types of things in this country, because it's really just not working for a lot of people. And not only is it not working, it's actually making the relationship between police and others, police and specifically the African American community, even worse, because whereas before, we already have a very difficult relationship. now it's almost becoming to the point where, even that you almost get tired of trying. Like you get tired of trying because it's like as soon as you trying, this happens again. And so it's just very disappointing. This is a young man, again, 26 years old, who has lost his life. This is a family who has lost a loved one. And it doesn't, and we've got to do something. So, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Hey, Cicely, how are you? I want to hear your thoughts on this. If you have not heard, again, if you have not heard, I can promise you over the next probably couple of days, this will become a bigger story across the world. So yesterday I posted on my page, Pray for Grand Rapids. That's what I was referring to. But it's going to be, I can just sense, that this is not going to be good. But the thing that I have been hoping for is that this would be, that something would happen in this situation where we would finally say, this is enough. Like the way we're handling people is not working. The way we're policing is not working, especially if this is happening. And then I also have to be my mind. I thought, like, what was going through this officer's mind, that you would do this, or that you would think this was the appropriate action. So it makes me say, like, we have to do something different with our officers. Check, maybe, I don't know. More mental health work, more. I don't know what the answer is, but I know that what we're doing is not working. And not only is it not working, but it is tearing a huge divide between police and especially the African American, the African community in this country. Because if this is supposed to be a country that is supposed to be just, if this believes in justice and we believe in opportunities for all, then something has to be done different, because this is not working. So yeah. So all around, of course, I do pray for this officer and his family as well. But we got to do something different. So again, what are you guys' thoughts? Drop your comments. Again, like I said, hit that share button. Drop your comments. Tell me, what are your thoughts? Again, young gentleman by the name of Patrick Lyoya. I think I said some Lyoya. Congolese brother was killed. On a traffic stop. So not a traffic stop. So he was killed when his car stopped, broke down. He was on the side of the road trying to fix it, and in the process of that, a police officer pulled up, was trying to block traffic for him while he worked on his car. In the process, again, he ran the young man's plates, saw that the plates on his car did not match the car. He attempted to have the gentleman come from underneath the car to arrest him. He didn't want to be arrested, so he tried to get away. The officer caught him, had him down, and then killed him. So, again, so I don't know. Mike, you said violence works. It's always worked. I don't know, Mike. I don't says they only want peace after their violence. Yeah, I don't think that violence works. I think that violence begets violence. I understand your point. I definitely have violent emotions and feelings about it, and agree that seems to be the immediate response. But Mike, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if that is, the long-term response, especially given, yeah, like it's I don't know. I think there definitely something needs to be done. I'm not going to say it's violence though, but I don't know. And I agree. I mean, it's definitely calls for peace after violence, which is not Again, if it didn't get to that point, then we wouldn't have violence, have these things. So I absolutely agree with you with that part of it. I don't know. Drop your comments. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts about this. I think the other part about this that's really tragic is the word I want to say, is we have is as I've talked about this with people, like just seeing the differences in other people's perception of this is also very interesting. Like, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm saying it in the way of like just the difference in how we perceive something because of our experience. Is often it's very interesting to see, because now you've got people who are like, usually, if you don't resist, this doesn't happen. And it's like, no, that's not always the truth. um but even if that is the truth, again, still the young man didn't have to die. And so we have to look at this from a different perspective. And that's just kind of, yeah, I don't know. Mike, you said this law abiding thing isn't working. They lost and became violent at the Capitol. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But again, Mike, I think that your comment is correct. I mean, that's correct that it doesn't seem like being law abiding is working. But we are comparing. We know good and well that the Capitol situation was the Capitol situation because of some other dynamics that we have, that are a part of it. And what I mean by that is that when you are, if the Capitol situation were an angry group of, let's just say, Democratic voters in a Republican government, then that situation would have probably turned out different, as opposed to, especially if it's an angry, let's just be even more clear, if it's an angry group of Black voters that were doing this, then that situation looks completely different than if it is the group that did storm it. So I think it's very different situations that we're talking about. And I'm not, again, I just think that we have to look at that as well. Because ain't no way in hell they're gonna let us storm the Capitol. It's just reality. Let's just call it spade a spade. If a bunch of Black people try to storm the Capitol, we're not making it past the front. We're not making it past the lawn, and they're gonna shoot all of our behinds. So Cicely says, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate the immense level of fawning fear that is apparent in some officers. Ultimately, that's what drives murder. Yeah, I think that's part of my problem, is you are afraid in a lot of these situations when you're the only one with the gun, with the taser, with the train. Like, you have all of these things, and now you're the one that's afraid. Like, to me, it's just strange to me how, this is. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that you can't be afraid, but I'm suggesting that it's just very strange that in a situation where you're the one with the gun and the other person doesn't, that doesn't even, that you're the, it's just crazy to me. So it's just absolutely insane. James, this is another uh this is another hard blow way too soon. Can we completely heal before snatching off the band-aid? Is so layered. Mental health and training for the police department as a whole is a good start. Yeah, I would agree with that. And it's almost as like, again, there definitely has to be some kind of mental health issue here, but it's almost as if you don't, like, I don't know. Mike says the system does not work. They went to war over their freedom. We keep trying the same thing, expecting different results. We are gathering to remember Rodney King. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Mike. I hear you. I hear you. I say the same thing about the way we're handling the economy. So I'm there, brother. I'm absolutely there with you. Weapons in the hands of fearful men is a dangerous combination. Absolutely. Absolutely. They are not afraid. That's what is sad, to not face justice. Maybe that's it too. Maybe that's it. All right. All right. I will stop there. Plus, my Q is here. What's going on, Q? You good?
Hey, I am better now that I've put my cheeks in the seat.
Well, not only is Q here, but our guest is here too. So we're gonna go ahead and bring our guest on. So again, I said you all today, this is Financial Literacy Month, and so of course, since it's Financial Literacy Month, I had to bring on the person who I call when I have money questions. So y'all know when the money mentor calls somebody, they the real deal. So I am glad to have with us again, joining us again, Miss Reshell Smith. Let me read the part of the bio that I do have. Reshell is MBA CFP, which means Certified Financial Planner, is the founder and CEO of Ames Financial Solutions. She's the transition money pro, helps individuals successfully transition, through major life events. If you're transitioning, from employer to entrepreneur, employment to retirement, single to married, married to divorce, or married to widow, Reshell is your financial planner. Reshell understands the importance of education, financial literacy, and generational wealth. She often shares her story of just being 3 generations away from illiteracy and how she wants to make sure that each generation increases their net worth and leaves a legacy for the next. She proudly advocates for making sure everyone has access to a financial planner. Her mission is to help individuals build wealth, live in abundance, and leave a legacy for at least 2 generations. She has been seen, and heard worldwide. She's one of the go-to finance experts for NBC affiliate WESH2 News and is 2-time Stella Award winner KOBK 1680 AM. Her expert advice has been tapped by the Tom Joyner Morning Show, Black America Web, Financial Advisor Magazine, Huffington Post, Investment News, Business Insider, and many, 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 many more. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Reshell Smith.
Hi.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. You guys are having a great spirited conversation here tonight.
Yeah, you know how we get down. You know how we
Yes. Hi, Q. How are you?
hey, sugar. I am well. I am doing well. I'm coming in on the back end of the front end of the conversation.
I hear it. You getting in on the money side.
Yes, ma'am. Where I need to be, where the money resides. Okay.
Yes.
I came right on time.
Right.
That's right. So how you been?
I've been doing well. I've been doing, well, just staying busy and trying to help change lives one person at a time.
Good.
$1 at a time, one comma at a time.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Commas.
Yes, one comma at a time.
That's it. That's good. So this is Financial Literacy Month. And so, of course, this is the month where those of us who love to make sure that we are pushing financial literacy. So real quick, tell the people what is, first of all, Financial Literacy Month, and kind of talk about that. Let's start there.
Yeah, so some many years ago, this month was coined. Every month is something, right? Every month is something. So April is Financial Literacy Month, and if you are around people that talk about money, you'll see us out there on the scene, whether it be Money Smart Week, whether it be in schools, on radio, in the news, just really out there promoting financial literacy. The beauty of what's going on now is that there are more people that look like us that are out there promoting financial literacy. You did not see a lot of that before. And so I think that they didn't go to the places where we are, which is what I often advocate for. If you want to be diverse in helping people build wealth, then you need to go where they are. We are at churches, we are at HBCU games, we are at concerts, we are at girls' nights out, we are at empowerment events. So if you want to really promote financial literacy and you want to diversify your clients, then you need to go where your potential clients are. And so that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here, because I know that you all have a great following. And the fact that you all, the listening audience, have the benefit of having a money mentor, you get to hear conversations like this often, but it's just heightened in the month of April.
Right. That's cool. So let's just get into it. So for somebody who is trying to figure out what to do, how do they get started? How do we? Yeah. What are some things you tell them? What do you do?
So the first thing that I start with is mindset. Right. That's the very first thing. I don't care if you are someone who has been successful or someone who's just starting out with a financial plan or investing. Everything starts with your mindset. For us, our culture, a lot of our mindset, according to experts who do surveys, a lot of our attitude about money comes from how we were raised, right? So it's either you take on the same attitude as the people before you, or you do something different because you don't want to be like them. So why are there generations and generations of people in the same projects, in the same system, in the same apartments, generation after generation? Because they're taking on the same attitude. No one has broken that legacy of passing on incorrect financial information and not changing the mindset. So that's why you have generation after generation in the same housing project, then the same government benefits. So that's one thing. Or you have someone who's the total opposite that wants to break that curse, as we say all the time, and they go totally opposite. They go out and, not to say that people in housing projects don't work hard. It's just that people who don't want to be like their parents and grandparents, they take a different route. Maybe they go to college, maybe they save, maybe they budget, but they're like, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be that person. I want to go a totally different route. So the first thing that I do is I try to get an understanding of what your thoughts are about money, what your feelings are about money. If you're somebody who is trading in the stock market, are you an emotional trader? Are you following the people on Reddit? Or do you just have your own individual plan that you are focusing on? So that is the first thing. And sometimes that can take a while to get over, because, people can really be stuck in, I don't want to invest in the stock market because I'm going to lose my money. And I'm always like, it is going to go down. You are. Like it's gonna go down.
That's simple. I mean,
you are. On paper, it is going to go down. So now what? Because it's also gonna go up if we're doing the right thing. So then now what? Or then you have people that feel like, when you talk about something like life insurance, one of the things that we are very, very light on, and COVID has shown us that we don't have enough life insurance. People feel like they don't want to talk about death, and I get it. It's not like a great conversation. And they don't want people, just to spend their money when they pass away. You're not gonna know. So what do what do you care? You're not gonna know what they do with the money. Or they say, I'm paying all this money, why am I paying all this money and I don't get anything out of it? And my answer is always logical, but it's kind of a smart ass answer. Like, you can use it, somebody can use it, but you got to die.
It's not for you. Like it's not.
Yeah,
for you.
it's not for you.
Yeah.
There are some new policies out there that help with like long-term care and those types of
Right.
things, but something bad has to happen in order for you to use your death benefit. So of course you're not going to use it. You don't want to use it until you absolutely have to use it.
I was thinking of it like you aren't going to be using it at all. Like that's
Exactly.
Like, the goal is to set it up so no one else has to use their other money. Like that is the point of
right. That is the goal. And not only that, it is the easiest, most least expensive way to pass on wealth. It is like the easiest, the cheapest, least expensive way to pass on wealth. So you're fighting something that when I talk about leaving assets for at least 2 generations, I'm saying for your kids and your grandkids, because we're behind.
Yeah.
Like we got to catch up. And one of the ways that we can catch up is by having enough life insurance, not just enough to put me away nicely. Cause that's you remember, they put her away real nice. That's not the goal. The goal is
coming from all the other stuff that she was doing before she got up out of here.
Exactly. And then what about the kids? And then what about the grandkids? What about continuing on a different type of legacy? And you're not the housing projects in rural areas, planners and people aren't getting out there having those conversations.
And I think go ahead. Thank you.
So, I want to take full advantage of where everyone might be on this continuum of literacy and educating ourselves. I know that I've had conversations with Wynn personally over time because I do not hide the fact that like I make my money. I'm a worker bee. I got money. I put it up. I look at it. There it is. But I'm risk averse. Yes. Mm-hmm. So like stock and all of that, and even when it even gets to checking accounts, sometimes it's like which one is the right one. There's so many options and things available to us. So for someone who is not necessarily trying to jump out there both feet in the water and doing stocks and need these 401k and all those things, but if you are just trying to get out of, say, Cash App, the cards, the direct deposit cards and things like that, and you're trying to get some stability in your money and be able to watch it do something, not necessarily grow, but just watch it, in a place where you can put a form in and say, yep, I have income, and start to be able to get comfortable in changing that mindset, because it's a shift. I totally agree with you. It's a shift. You have to get more comfortable with having it, giving it, all those things. So what are the steps that you tell someone? It's like, look, sis, I don't know really what I'm doing, but I know I got to do better. What type of checking account do I need to get? Like, what type of savings do I need to set up? Let's get down to the basics. Because for a lot of folks, stock is like, yeah, right. Because you're going to lose your money. You know what I mean? Like, it's the obvious.
Yep.
You're going to lose some. So if we ain't ready to lose none yet, we just trying to hold on to these coins. What do you tell people when they come to you trying to get just stable?
So the basics, obviously, everybody, a checking account is where it is. That is what you're going to use to pay your lifestyle expenses. That's typically where your direct deposit is going to go. Okay. You want to have some form of savings account, the highest yielding savings account that you can find. If you're trying to put money aside, like for an emergency, for a rainy day, for a surprise, an unexpected life event, you're going to put that in the highest yielding savings account possible. Generally, that is going to be some sort of online account. And the reason why it's going to be an online bank is because they're going to pay higher interest rates than a bank that has big buildings and lights and bills that they have to pay. Less expensive than a brick and mortar. So an online account is probably going to be best. So checking account, savings account for those emergencies and unexpected life events. If you work in corporate America, the easiest way for you to save for retirement is to see if your company has some sort of retirement plan. 401k, 403b, TSP, whatever they have, that's where you want to start, because a lot of times whatever you put away, they are going to match it or match a portion of it. If you're not doing that and they offer a match, then you're leaving money on the table. That is free money. We don't leave free money on the table.
And
We
that's
are in
pre-tax, right? Our 401k
2022.
are usually pre-tax, right?
It's pre-tax, but some of it, because now they have Roth 401ks, can be post-tax. And I don't know how deep you guys want me to go there, but the goal is we're in 2022. We do not leave money on the table. If they're offering some form of match, you need to be participating in that, because why? That's your money. They're trying to help you.
Right.
So that's that. We have a checking account, we have a savings account, and now we have a retirement account. So that's three things that we have going for us. Well, let's go out a little bit and say, let me go out and do something else to help build wealth. And to help me build wealth, I'm just going to have a general investing account. And some companies may make you start with $500, $1,000, or whatever. That general investing account is just something you're going to be putting money in because you want to build wealth. You want it to grow over time. And Q, you don't have to be a stock picker. It doesn't have to be the latest technology stock. There are I love exchange traded funds where you just buy something, it's already picked out for you. It trades like a stock, it grows over time, it's more passive. You don't have to worry about it. You're not not everybody's a trader and a stock picker. So start there. Those are the basics that you can be doing with your money.
Yep.
Nice. You said investment accounts, and I think so would the company that runs our 401k at my job also manages those types of investment accounts. I think there's a group of things that is lumped into the other stuff that the money goes to, but I think that's what you see how deep I get with this, right? You see how
okay, well, you're gonna get better.
But I do see that though, and here recently I've noticed that that movement is happening on that side also, and don't necessarily know what all is happening over there, but I do know that things are changing and the numbers are going in the right direction, and I'm not doing obviously anything other than going to work. So I think those are three really good tips, and I love that you mentioned the online banking as opposed to brick and mortar, because I think that connects to the mindset thought process.
Yes.
We have grown up to know you got to go into the bank. You need to be able to lay eyes on somebody that got your money, and that's how you at a legit bank. And with all of these online options, I know a lot of folks are kind of like, I'm not putting my money in the cloud. Like, I'm not doing that. But to know that there are advantages in that because of the lack of brick and mortar, that's a hot tip. I know us, we were brought up to go to a bank, like to
relation and banks relationships are good because sometimes you're going in for a loan and it may be beneficial to you to have built a relationship, but interest rates are low to begin with, and so you want to go to the highest yielding. Your goal is to see 4 letters, FDIC. Okay. If you see FDIC, then you know that it is legit.
Good stuff. Now, when you can ask your real money questions now. I know you had a question I cut you off from earlier. I'm sure you got a next level question that's
No, you're fine. I was going to actually add to what she just said is, or if you're using a credit limit, a credit union, excuse me, you want to see NCUA.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll see NCUA for credit unions, FDIC for banks.
Absolutely. And I want to, add to when you say you are risk adverse, a lot of people are risk adverse because they just don't know. But if you are working with a planner or, a mentor or someone who knows about money and you're being educated along the way, that will take some of the fear away. But remember this, in the hood, Scared money don't make money.
That's it. That's it. Amen. Yep,
Let's go with the hood. Let's go with a hood rule right here.
Mhm.
Scared money
Mhm.
don't make money.
Yep.
And if you have money sitting in a savings account, let it be just what you may need for an emergency. And let's talk about that, because if you your emergencies are typically going to be if you lose a job, some sort of medical emergency. If you're in Florida, hot state, and your AC goes out, you want to fix your AC immediately. Car troubles, those are emergencies. Why do you have $75,000 sitting in a savings account? Like, what emergency are you going to have that is going to cost that much money?
Right.
Paying no interest.
Now you may have built up to that because you are.
He froze.
Oh.
He froze. Uh-oh, he froze. Hold on.
Aching.
There we go. Come on, it's coming back.
And I don't know where you all live, but we have Dollar Tree, which is now $1.25 tree. That is a significant increase. Doesn't seem like much because it's $1.25, but where I used to be able to go buy 5 things for $5, now I can only buy 4 things for $5. So my purchasing power, the power of my money, is being diminished by inflation. So if you're not making as much as inflation is going up, then your purchasing power is being diminished. That's why you have to look at other options.
Yep. I agree.
Yep.
Get all that money out the bank like that. It is safe. It is safe. You know it's going to be there. It is for the risk adverse. So, you're not going to have issues. It's going to be there. You can look at it. But I say, when you get a lump sum, you sit it there and look at it just to get the energy, just to know what it feels like. If you're going to get a lump sum of 10 grand, just look at it for a few days. Pull all that energy in and make you feel good. But it's not meant for you just to keep it there and do nothing. Get the energy off of it for a week if you need it. But,
And there are, for the risk averse, there are things that you can do that are risk averse people. So that's not, I mean, you guys, if you think about a good savings account right now is paying 1%.
Yeah, a good one.
A good one. which when you think about it, your money is going up 5%, and so you're only getting 1. So it's technically losing.
You're losing money.
So you have to so you definitely want to look at, there are some things for people who are risk averse. And in our community, that's a lot of us. A lot of us are, and it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
Having money is new for us. Like having disposable income, like what's that? Like that is something new for us to even identify with.
Yeah, it's that too. And historically, when we have had money, we've run into people and entities that have stolen our money. So it does make sense to be very careful. I'm sure Reshell can give you story after story of bad insurance policies that our people have been given, and it's a lot. So you definitely want to make sure. Again, one of the good things is if you have somebody, a good planner, they're going to take their time and make sure that you understand what you're doing. So if you are not completely sure or comfortable, you need to continue to ask questions and say, "Hey, I'm not comfortable yet." Like that's just how it is. It's your money, and so those of us who care about you will make sure that you have as much information as you can have. So.
Yeah, like I said, you should be learning along the way. I don't expect everyone that works with me to understand every single aspect of my job and what they're doing, because this is not their lane. But I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be educated. I want them to say, no, I have a Roth IRA. Okay. I want, what's the basics of a Roth IRA? Like, why do I have it in a Roth IRA? I don't want you to be out there like, yeah, I got a retirement account at work, and I've been there for 20 years and it has $53,000 in it. Now, I don't mean to step on anyone's toes, because I know that's a lot of people, but you've been there 20 years, it probably should have 4 times that. But because we don't take on a lot of risk and we're not saving our raise, or we're not saving enough, then, we end up coming out of retirement, at 60, 55, 60, or 65, and we have a 401k that has $73,000 in it. I can spend that in like real quick.
It's not a lot. It's really not.
Yeah.
Mike has a question. Mike asked, what type of crypto should a person choose?
So crypto is always going to come up because auntie, cousin, friend, everybody talks about crypto. There are thousands of crypto assets. The way that any particular cryptocurrency becomes popular is if someone talks about it and makes it popular. So Bitcoin obviously is the most popular. Most people, when you say crypto, they immediately think about Bitcoin, but of course there's Ethereum, there's Litecoin, there's all kinds of coins out there. The only way that a particular coin, for the most part, comes to light for the general public, for the average investor, is if somebody talks about it, right? So if Elon Musk says something, I went out and I bought, Litecoins or whatever he was talking about, and then all of a sudden he dumps them on you, and you're sitting there with thousands and thousands of whatever he's purchased, it's because of the popularity of it. So because I am a certified financial planner, and I know that crypto assets at this time are not regulated by the by the government, like FINRA and SEC and all of that, then I can't specifically give advice. What I can say is that I think that it's not necessarily going anywhere because of the technology behind cryptocurrency. I don't know if it's going to be Bitcoins or Litecoins or Ethereum or whatever, but I know the technology behind it can be used in other platforms and in other industries. And I think that is where a lot of the value is.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a whole lot of
sense. Every coin I've ever heard about because somebody was talking about it. Not at all.
And it got popular, or it was on Reddit, or somebody famous started talking about it, because there's thousands of others that nobody's talking about or nobody's mentioning, and you can't go out and buy every single one of them, but they're going to become more popular and have probably more volume when someone brings it to light.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I got more questions, but we ain't got time. Okay. I got questions because the one thing I'm trying to maybe we have to do a live on this, but I am trying to figure out this be your own bank.
Mm-hmm.
So the basic understanding of it's an insurance policy. You put the money in the insurance policy, you lend to yourself from the policy, and then you pay it back. So kind of like, is it a loan? Is that the?
So I'm going to not comment on it in this case.
Okay, we'll talk about it later
because I'm certified. I'm
like, okay. So first of all, so for those who don't know, I know. Again, I'm Series 6 like all I used to be.
Yep.
So I think I'm trying to gather in my head. Yeah, Donnie, I guess it's an index universal policy.
Yeah.
I think what the confusion for me is I recognize the cash value that you're using the cash value to lend to yourself. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get. But in order to do this, I would have to put, just like with any other policy, I'd have to put that amount into the cash value in order to build it. So what's the difference between me doing that
And
and
investing your money somewhere on that?
and doing the
So,
same? Yeah. You don't have
so
to answer that question, but I'm just telling you my thoughts.
yeah. So I think a lot of things around the IUL, you know, what I say a lot of the benefit is when the stock market is going down, you know, they have, a lot of them have a floor. They don't, they don't go down as much. Also on the upside, they go up, but sometimes there is a ceiling. So let's just say their ceiling is 7 or 8%. If, as an example, but the stock market has been going up 10%, 20%, you know, whatever it's done post COVID, you may be missing out on that opportunity. Not saying that IULs are good or bad, because maybe they are a great
a tax shelter too, aren't they?
Yes. So taxes is another benefit of IULs. So when I think of life insurance, to me, when I'm presenting life insurance to my clients, I am presenting a death benefit.
Gotcha.
Okay. I look at life insurance as a death benefit. I also look at it as potentially, because now some of them have long-term care options in them. You know, maybe you have a long-term care situation. You can use some of your insurance policy to pay some of your expenses if your doctor, you know, says, you know, something bad or chronic illness or something terminal. I think they're great for that. When you look at a policy that is a little different from that, when you pay your monthly premium, you're paying for your insurance policy, but you're also putting a little bit of money in cash value, and that money gets invested in something. The problem that many people who have IULs, and there's some great agents out there, is they don't get a good understanding of what that money is invested in. So that is where we come back to, I think, what Q or what Wynn said. If you don't understand it, then you got to keep asking questions until you understand. And so I think that's where a lot of people get confused, because they don't understand. I'm paying, let's say my premium is 100, 80 of it is going to pay for the policy, and 20 is getting invested. What is that getting invested in? You should definitely have a clear understanding of that. Just like with the stock market, they can't guarantee you anything unless it's like a fixed, some sort of fix. So it gets complicated maybe for the average person. And then of course they talk about how much they can pay you at a certain age in the future, because the money that you've invested has possibly grown and you can get these payments. Now, if you have somebody who just does not save and you know they're not going to do the right thing, maybe an IUL is great, because at least you know they're going to have some sort of form of payment in the future, because you know, they just won't do the right thing. So I'm not saying that there's not the right place and space for it. I just wish people that do sell them and promote them would be very clear and educational in their presentation.
Agree. Okay. We'll talk more about that later. All right.
Yep.
You've been wonderful as always. You know, I'll be
Thank you so
texting
much.
you because I got my mind be like, okay,
I know it.
Wait, I'm listening. Okay, so
well, thank you for having me on. It's always
here.
a pleasure. You know, you all, if you are you know, listening audience out there, of course you have your money mentor here, and if you're out in the world, you're gonna hear a lot of us this month talking on different places and spaces. So tune in, get some free education.
Where can they find you if they want to have questions or want to work with you? Or
please follow me on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Reshell Smith. You can also sign up for my emails at Ames Financial Solutions. That's AMES financialsolutions.com. Join my email list. You can also see the list of services that I offer on that website as well.
All right, Reshell, I appreciate you. Y'all, like
Thank
I said,
you.
Y'all can see if I have questions. This is who I go to. So I'm telling y'all, she's real deal. Anytime I have people who need a referral, I send them to Reshell. So
Real deal, Holyfield.
absolutely, Kim. I don't put my name on. I don't attach my name to everybody.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
But,
Yes.
I will attach my name to Reshell. So appreciate you. Appreciate
All
you.
right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm here for that.
This is absolutely good stuff. All right, you ready to jump into these hot topics?
Let's go.
All right, we didn't get to do this one, so we'll go ahead and start with yours. All right, so the guy says, let's meet up and have a drink around 8. She agrees. He was specific about having drinks. She asks for a menu and orders food. The server brings the check and lays it in front of him. He says, I would like a check for the drinks, separate from the food she ordered. She says, I wasn't expecting to pay. You asked me out. He reiterates, I said drinks and I will not pay for food. Did she act from a place of entitlement and or displaced expectation? Was he wrong for standing his ground? Ladies, men, what would you do?
All words matter, y'all. I'm just gonna lead with that. We got to pay attention to how things are proposed to us. So I think they both kind of dropped the ball on this one, if you ask me.
Okay.
I think so. First of all, I think whoever shared this scenario is leading us based on the follow-up questions at the end and the additional, he was specific about drinks. If all that was stated about the drinks was that question, I think that leaves a little wiggle room for where this could go. There's a difference in, I think we should meet to get to know each other and just see where this goes. Let's have some drinks. That's feeling each other out. As well, hey, let's just meet up, let's meet up and have some drinks. Period. That's kind of, that leaves some gray area there. So when she gets there, they're having, they're chilling. They order the drinks and then she asks for the menu. She could have said, hey, you want to share an appetizer? Or do you mind if I order, quick appetizer or something? I thought about getting something to eat. Is that okay with you? And then at that point, he could say, I was really only trying to do drinks, or I got something going on after this. I didn't really have time to eat. It's where, if you want to eat, that's cool. But, I just wanted us to do drinks. Okay, cool. That at that point sets the expectation of what he planned to do, what he wants to do, and then what she can do now at this point. When she asked for the menu, that could have been a point for him to say, I'm good if you want to go ahead and order something. I just want you to know though, like I'm just paying for drinks. You know what I mean? Like I'm good with it, but like I'm more comfortable with us just paying drinks, doing drinks, and then let that be that. And you do with what you do. In the middle of the conversation at the beginning, so everyone knows what it is, and we can make grown ass decisions based on what we gonna do. My issue with this was him waiting until the check comes to now get all sassy pants and make a point that you did too much. Like, well, say that when I'm in the midst of doing the damn thing. Don't wait until this man shows up with a check and now embarrass me, put me on blast, and like, oh well, no, send her. What? Oh, okay. Bet, yeah. Run me my check, homie. Run me my check. I wouldn't have said all that she said, like, because my mama taught me don't leave the house without no money. But I also could not tell from what he displayed if she didn't have the money or if she was just salty about now having to spend the money, because those are different. I can have the money in my pocket and tell you a little bit about something about me having to pull it out. That's different than me sitting here, empty wallet, broke, and I'm looking like a fool. Like, those are different. And I could not tell from this situation if that was that thing. But that was my thought. I thought both of them could have communicated much better in what it is they expected from this engagement.
Yeah, I felt like, I'm always.
I agree, LaGayla.
Sorry, bro. I'm coming back to that. I always feel like like these situations could be resolved with simple, like a moment of just getting out of your feelings.
Yeah.
And thinking about the other person. Because in this situation, had she thought about him, then maybe she would have asked, "Hey, are you eating?" Or noticed that he wasn't eating. You know what I mean? Like,
because if he wasn't eating, I would have paid attention to that. Like, why am I the only one sitting at this table nibbling?
Yeah,
like,
are we eating? And then had he been thinking of her, it would have been, hey, like you to your point, hey, I wasn't planning on paying. And I even get in that moment, I was thinking I could, as a man, I would probably feel weird saying, hey, I wasn't planning on paying for food if I saw her ordering. But if I did feel like that, I also wouldn't turn around and ask for two different bills.
Yeah, because he didn't feel no type of way if he was bold enough to holler when it was time for the check. Like he wasn't uncomfortable. Like you're not uncomfortable about having the money conversation.
I would struggle. I struggle there. Yeah. And I've been on dates where I've been on 2 dates before in my life where I didn't have enough money, and I was really close. So like, and then neither one of those was I like, hey,
right. You adjust what you order because like you asked her out. Like
I found the cheapest thing on the menu and ordered that, and then I ate some fries. You know what I mean? It's like, just fries. I'm not hungry. Knowing I was hungry, and some water. Give me a large water.
With some lemon.
Trying to clean my system out, you know. I need to get some water.
Detoxing, Panda. You say you detoxing on them.
Get my system right. So
you fasting. That's what you do. Ha! You're fasting.
Right.
That works.
But you're not supposed to tell you fasting. So then anyway, yeah. But nevertheless, it's still. So to me, but at the same time, I also went to the car and got the change out the car to pay for the meal. So I've been there. So I get the embarrassment, but at the same time, I would struggle.
So you flip it and embarrass her? Like that's, I mean, not you, but like that's
what I'm saying. I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have said it at that moment. I would have been like, fix something out. But
yeah. These convos are so strange to me because when I was like out dating, this would have never been an issue. This would have never been a conversation. We weren't discussing paying for meals when we were young out in the midst. That's what you did. You know what I mean? If you were dating a woman, if you were interested in a woman, you wanted to make her yours. Like you paid. Like you
knew that was a part of that was an expectation.
That was low-key how you stunt. Like that's how you like really show up and show her. And like now the fact that this is a conversation, like we have to start to hone in on the words that he says specifically. Like he's saying, I want drinks, and damn it, when the drinks are done, he's all right, I'm gonna head out. Like those types of things are things that we have to be mindful of now. And so I think we have to, just think about that because this is mind-blowing to me. And I can understand it now and like can think of the different ways this could have been done differently and better and all that. But I'm thinking to myself, child, like just when you go get drinks, you get an appetizer. Like I don't want to just sit at the table and sip. Like I don't want to take me to just a bar then. Take me where there is no food. Because if there's food, I'm gonna eat.
It's not the same. It's just not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Which you have to recognize if you are on the dating scene. Like if you're and that was what you come from, you have to recognize that that's not what it is anymore. That
for some folks.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I were dating like that, I would get clarity for all folks. Like, what is because?
Oh well, yeah. I understand. I just think for some folks, this would irritate. If a woman were to continue to ask a man that is just this is what I do. Well, should I do that? If you don't stop asking me about this damn money, like I told you, you know what I mean. Yeah. So like that's where I'm like.
But that man, you ask him one time and he lets it be known, and you're done.
That's true.
I'm saying so. It's like he's like, hey, listen, I don't get down like that. I understand what's happening out in the streets.
That ain't me.
Let's move. Cool. Yeah. I think just like you have to figure out you know, what type of, you know, as a man, we have to figure out like, okay, is she, you know, how we label, you know, are you the independent? Are you the hybrid? Are you like, we have to do the same thing. Like, is this the type of man he is? And is this what I'm, you know, what I'm with? Does this match with my lifestyle? Because on some people it'd be like, oh, he did say drinks. So,
right. Because when I read the scenario, that's what I said. I said, well, hell, he did say drinks. And then I started to pick apart, like, how could this have not ended up being this when the waiter shows up uncomfortable situation? But after having conversations with men these days and like what they out here doing and hearing some of these rants and ways that they go on and on, like I can find understanding in that frustration, especially after hearing so many women manipulate and take advantage of that. So while I am different and dated differently, I also cannot ignore that women are absolutely dating differently also. So
and I think we also have to, I also think one of the things that's different too is, at least for me, I think that when we were like, it was not normal to date multiple people at the same time
and tell each other about it. No.
Well, even then, I don't think it was. I don't think most, like, at least the ones that I know, I could be wrong, but most like when I was dating, even if you were you might have been talking to multiple women, but you were not going out on dates and spending serious, legit money on multiple women at one time. We just didn't do that because it was like, we value our money, so we're not. No, like, again, we might talk to you on the phone.
Yeah.
We might even like have sex about, but like actually take multiple different
initiative and action and coins being spent. Yeah,
absolutely not. It was one, and then it was like, okay, she's not the one. Let me talk to this one a little more, and then. So I think that also plays a part of it, because if you're taking out multiple people and you're spending that kind of money, I think guys are, along with the fact that culturally we've changed and some ladies are different, and men, like, I think all of that takes into consideration. Like, listen, I'm not trying to, because the thing I hear from men is, I'm not trying to spend that much money if I'm not sure where we are and what we're trying to go. So let's do things that are less expensive until I know that that's where we are. And a lot of ladies are pushing back, saying, no, this is how you get to know me. And so there's this.
I wonder if the difference is in how fast we're trying to get to these stages. I remember we used to talk a little bit, like actually have phone conversations and text and do all those things before you that was the cherry on top. So like, I don't think, I think maybe that's the struggle that I have with that. It's from the frustration piece of, I ain't gonna be spending a bunch of money on it. But why are you round Rosie and all these women? That's the free game. Like, that's the free mouthpiece part. Like, when you start doing coffee, drinks, or whatever, it's because you dig this chick enough. You want to spend some face-to-face time. You know that much about them at this point, where I want to at least feed them one time to have a face-to-face conversation.
That's not what's happening. They're not having, ain't no late night conversations like that. It's we meet Tuesday, we go out, Friday or the next, so we're not having those conversations to even get through what I would consider the preliminary things to be like, okay, I like her like that. I dig her like that. I dig him like that. It's like we meet, we exchange Instagram handles, we follow each other together, and now we and then it's just different. It's just really different. All right, let me go. Let's take some of these comments. Look at this. He seems pretty close to being petty enough to say, let's meet for coffee, and not wanting to pay because
Yep. Everything about this was just so, how he did this was so unnecessarily extra to me. Yeah. I felt like he should have did this when he told him to bring the extra check. Like, like, what? That energy is so.
I just want to say Q did that. I didn't do
it. Yes, he should have. Like, with all of that extra sauce at the end. Like, are you kidding me?
Didn't do that. These days, drinks can cost some food. Yeah, I mean,
because I'm top shelf, sis. I don't want house anything.
That's why you stay married, okay?
It is. And why I keep money in my pocket. I pay for my top shelf if need be, okay? Like, I like what I like, and I order what I like. So.
That's right. And you order food.
I do. Okay.
Now people just say, you ain't ordered no salad either.
No.
So now people
Side
focus
salad,
more.
maybe.
Yeah. So now people focus more on equality. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother topic, though. I mean, I think what we call equality is not really even equality, but that's another conversation for a whole nother day. Now you just out here just trying to protect yourself. It ain't about equality. It's
that
about
ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah.
From being hurt and trying to make sure that the other person is, the other person is just as much at risk as you. That's not equality.
They ain't getting over.
Yeah, that's not equality. So would y'all say it's possible that the woman attracted the guy that treated her this way?
Without more background, I don't know that we could have known that he would have done this in the moment. I don't know enough about either of them to know what they attracted. The fact that they got there together lets me know that they attracted each other at some point, for the fact that they were at drinks together. Something was attracting them, but I don't know enough about her or him to know what that prequel would have looked like.
Yeah, because I don't.
People can switch up real quick.
You say part of I think that's part of, to your point earlier, is why you have those preliminary conversations. Like, we need to find that stuff out, because initially I think what attracts you is a person's physical, their physically, and then their vibe. Like, is that what you want? And then during the discussion and discovery phase is when you start to find out those kind of things. And so even if you do attract that person at that point, now it's about, do you keep them, right, or what? So possibly, but we don't know, again, how early this is. So it might be, that's not chivalry. Not the chivalry is there, but the change came with I got my own, I don't need you. I don't know about that, Mike.
Every woman doesn't think that. I would really, really, really like it for men to stop. Not necessarily you, Mike. I'm not coming for you. But right now, there is a huge blanket that's being thrown on both of us. But I'm a woman, so personal.
Yes, both of
us. But this whole, y'all don't want us to do, y'all said y'all got it, y'all can do all this. Y'all, since we're y'alling, are picking and choosing what you want from that conversation, from that argument, from that truth, to cherry pick effort. And like, we see that, and it's not as cute as y'all think it is. It ain't eating the way y'all say it feels like when y'all say that. Y'all said y'all won't. Yeah, when it comes to like lifing things. But if you're dating me, that is different. Like, I don't need a random man who thinks I should bow down and give him all of this random masculine respect to come at me sideways because I'm supposedly needing something from him. I don't. I'm good. Random man that I do not give a damn about, from other than I just want you to be alive and healthy out here in these streets. But your opinion of my needs and your provision of said needs is not necessary. So I don't need a man. I don't need a random man to come in here and regulate life. But if I've selected and we've chosen each other to do life with each other, we've gotten an interest in one another, there are give and takes that have to happen in that. Let's focus on what's being said here. You know what I mean? That whole independent woman thing came from something else. And, yes, there are some women who manipulate that and say some reckless, wild stuff, but the whole Black women don't want to be, taken care of and feminine and doted on and soft and all those things. That is over with. And that is not true. And please stop. Like, hard stop that.
I don't know when the game changed. I'm going to be honest. I don't know when it changed, but I think it's definitely changed. But I think I think some of it, let me say this, I think the initial change, or at least um, some of the change happened because, so I don't want to say this. I think some of the change happened in part because culturally it was forced to change. And I think because we no longer could afford one income households anymore.
Yeah.
And with the change of going from one to two income households, I think what changed was this idea that your money no longer is what gives you power. And so now it's there's gotta be something else that it's almost like, how can I describe it? It's almost like I think that ladies realized they needed something else.
And that was weaponized.
And the something else that was needed was beyond money, because it's like, okay, now that we realize we can do this, 'cause I don't think most women are saying they don't need a man. I think what they're saying is they don't need to depend on a man, because this they can do for themselves. Like, that's different. They can financially do for themselves. But in terms of wanting to do life with, I think most ladies are, what they're now saying is, again, I need more than money. And so I think we've got to adjust. And I do think, you said it earlier, I'm going to reiterate it again, that we do have to be honest and say that the squeaky wheel in this argument, squeaky wheel gets the oil, but the squeaky wheel in this argument is the group of ladies who do take it too far.
Yep.
Just like there's the group of men who use money as a tool to do whatever as a tool. And so they're leaving the rest of us in the midst of this conundrum of saying we don't need each other unless you have money, or I don't need you because I have my own money, which is the general majority of us are not in that. Because first of all, let's just be clear. We're all broke. And let's just be clear. Like, we all broke. Ain't nobody getting money. How
we on the come up, but we have not yet gotten there. Yeah.
Oh. If the number is 10% of black people in this country make over $100,000, we ain't got the money. Can we just call a spade a spade? So we need each other. And in the markets that most people make $100,000, the cost of living is so high. $100,000 is like $40,000.
That ain't nothing either. You still broke.
We're broke. So let's be clear. So let's take your nickel and my nickel and let's put it together and make a dime. Come on, let's and that's why I think, to me, why some of these ideas of not needing each other, to me, are just so plain ridiculous.
It's not saying what we actually need. It's skirting the real need. I need you to show up differently than you've been showing up. I don't really know exactly how that is or how to say it so that you feel like you want to do it, but I need something different. But money is the big thing that everybody can say, and that's the easy thing to throw out there. But you just called it. We ain't got none. Like, when it really comes down to it, we don't have enough to be mixing each other from the pool when we all out here with floaties on. Like,
we all out here struggling. Do y'all realize that? We ain't struggling. We struggling.
Yeah.
We out here struggling.
Yeah.
And we're looking like we got some money, but we don't. We don't. Like, the reality, let's be straight up. The reality is, if you're making under $150,000 a year, you struggling. And here's the problem. Now statistics are showing that over 40% of people who make $100,000 a year are now one paycheck away from poverty. They struggling.
Yeah, COVID kicked them checks tails.
We ain't got
yeah, this economy is
I'm just saying, to the point, like, the idea of I don't need you, like, we all have to just throw that away. We need each other. Period. We need each other. I need black women. I need other black men. I need
everybody come together. Yeah.
We like huddle up. We come to figure, like, we got to like throw all of that out of the way. So anyway, I didn't mean to go down that rabbit trail, but it's the reality. Yep. The reality is we got to stop saying that to each other. And I do think, again, I think we as women have to, as men, here's how I do this. I'm me. Take it for what it's worth. When I hear a woman tell me that I don't need a man and I'm independent, I hear it. When I hear it, I just look at them and be like, okay, and just go ahead and do whatever I'm gonna do. and 9 times out of 10, do you know what happens?
They're okay with it.
She sit there and go, I've never had anybody do that before. Yep. That felt kind of good.
Mm-hmm. More of that, please.
Can you do it again?
Yeah, more of that, please. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can you do that again? And the one time out of 10 that they don't, it's usually a matter of I've never experienced it, so I don't believe that this is possible. Mm-hmm. I think that you are the exception. I'm like, nope, I'm not the exception.
The one and done type of thing. Yep. It's so rare that it has to be just you.
I'm like, most brothers is like this. They're just not crazy enough to me to look at you and like you a fool and go and do what they gonna do. Because I'm like, you crazy, go. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here and grab this bag for you. And you can complain when you're done.
That's why we love you, Panda. That's why we love you so much.
Yeah.
And while my sister's grinning, ear to ear. Next topic on that note. Pop the question up.
Got me cooking. No.
Hey, eating good, tofu and things.
She better be smiling it anyway. I digress.
She gonna enter the chat here in a minute.
I didn't even bring the picture for this one. Where's it at? Okay, I didn't bring the. Oh yes, I did. Here it is. Okay, see, y'all tripping. Okay, so I ate tofu, Mike. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a one and done. If we're talking about a one.
Yeah. So Oklahoma City House approved a bill that would make performing an abortion a felony that was punishable by up to 10 years. 10 years in prison. And according to I don't know if they passed this on yet, but they said when Governor Stitt, I believe his name is right. Stitt is your governor. Said that once it gets to his desk, he is going to sign it. So you got to say, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So he's their governor. The other folks that live here, that's not my governor. Don't claim this guy. Yeah, he signed it this morning. He actually ran on. Jamie, I just saw her text. I love her. I love her face. He signed it this morning, basically.
Did he?
And yeah, he ran on the fact that he's going to sign every bill that crosses his desk as it relates to abortion. So in addition to this thing, he also is pushing, there's another one that's on the way that is going to allow for random old folks that if they found out that you had an abortion, they can now sue you for up to $10,000. If you assisted with it, like if you aided and abetted someone getting an abortion and your neighbor next door knows, or your granny who wasn't in team you doing what you need to do for yourself, or whoever it is, they can now sue. Yeah. Yeah.
Are they taking this to the Supreme Court?
I hope the hell so. I don't think it's gonna work. He's up for re-election again in November. Like our gubernatorial races again happen in November, because I Googled that ish this morning. Yeah. Okay, when can we get him the F out of here?
If they like him, they're gonna put him back in there.
That is my concern, because honestly, I've seen they've started to play the commercials about how he's messing up, but it's not he's messing up like the other direction. It's he's messing up, let's go harder. You know what I mean? So yeah. I haven't seen the Connie Johnsons show back up with their ads. I haven't seen the others that are trying to get in there, because they have folks that are showing on the ballot for November, but I haven't seen those yet. But we've absolutely started seeing the other Republican candidates who are going up against him in November, but they want to go harder. then they're saying Oklahoma is looking a lot like California, and no. But
the other way.
Yeah, because the crime is up, marijuana is doing its thing, all this stuff where they're like, oh, wait. But I do not understand this. I'm not for it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This also does not have any exclusions for rape or incest. And we're the Bible Belt, and we're supposed to be the heartland, and no. And it's getting real concerning to me, considering that Oklahoma is boasting about how we're so big, we're so wonderful for all these other companies and all these other places to come in and grow and be, innovate and do all these other things and offering all these tax breaks. But I really, really wonder, what do they think's going to happen when you move all these folks here who like rights? This is about to get real purple real soon. All of this money that they're trying to get to come here. With money comes more votes. And as they make roots here, things gonna change. But this has got to go. This is disgusting to me. This law is disgusting. All of the hoopla around it. If you have male anatomy, I no longer want to hear you talk about women's bodies. Period. If it's not loving them, hugging them, kissing them, telling them do what you need to do with it, baby, I support you. I don't want to hear your lips. Shut them. Zip it. I don't want to hear it. Other than abortion right now. Way bigger.
This is weird. I mean, and I get, it's weird from when I say weird, I mean, it's just, to me, doesn't make any sense that even if you do this, what's going to happen? And what's going to happen because we know what's happened when this happened before. Yep. So you mean to tell me you are much more comfortable with, because it's not, all it's going to do is go to the black market. And so now you're okay with it's just dumb. Like, you can't legislate this like this.
And then, no, the only way abortion is okay under this law is if the mother's life is in danger. Why? So that she can be back to make more babies? Is that really why? We can't lose her because we need her to come back and possibly make some more babies? Now we care about her? Now?
And I know this is coming from. It's just so, it's bad. It's just really bad. It's just bad. Like, why don't you just let people make their own decision? Like, what?
I could see if abortions were found unsafe and like doctors that started, cutting corners and women were dying and, stuff wasn't happening right. That's not what's happening though. That's not what's happening. We're not reforming it to make it safer. But you know what I mean? More like none of those things. It's just saying no. Just
Even from a, and I know they'll disagree, but from a Christian standpoint, like a biblical standpoint, like this ain't even, because the truth be told, let's just be honest, the church is completely split on this too. Yep. So this is not like the church is here. No, this is an evangelical conservative position that is taking this, that is making this. And to your point, because Oklahoma has so many people who fit into that category, it's going to make it difficult to do something different unless, just like you were saying earlier, there is an influx of people who are on the other side of this that move into the state, which is the same thing that's happening in Texas. Mm-hmm. So that's why now Texas is becoming in play for Democrats and independents. Because now you've got an influx of people who are moving to Houston and Dallas who don't think like that, and so they're trying to shift the population so that it's blue. Yep. So
it baffles me how we get frustrated here in Oklahoma about being compared to California, but like they've gone so hard to recruit Californians. Like,
they want the businesses.
They want but like, who do you think
who's going to come?
Who's going to come?
They think that they're going to hire people who live in the state of Oklahoma, but they know good and well that they'll bring people like upper management people, but they think the majority of the population or the employees will come from people who already live there. That's what they think is going to happen. That's why they recruit them, but it just doesn't work like that. Even if it does,
once companies start putting their money here, then they're going to get real political. That money's going to start moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, to get back to this one, this is some trash. This is trash. I do not approve. I do not approve.
Roe versus Wade is about to be undergoing some changes at the federal level. It's not about life. It's about population and bodies for the system.
Yeah. As soon as they have these babies, they don't want to actually fund the projects and programs that are actually going to keep these kids alive. When you force them into these homes of parents that ain't ready to take care of them, they can't take care of them, that ain't gonna take care of them. You know what I mean? Like,
they do the job.
Right. These are the same folks that be hollering.
They're gonna put you in the system and use your federal tax dollars to pay for them to be in prison.
So make it make sense. The math ain't mathing. It ain't mathing.
Oh, the math works because they're gonna keep taxing people. Like to Mike's point, they're gonna keep taxing, and the more bodies they have, the more Social Security they have, the more taxes they can raise. Like that's. Yeah, every human action doesn't have to be legislated. This is political micromanagement.
I like that.
They're not going to legislate every human. They just want this one. They want this one. They want the stuff that counts for their money. That's what they want. So, civil war within the church. Absolutely. It's been happening and it's going to continue to happen.
It's one of many topics in the church, just splitting it down the middle. Yep.
Should want the Californians for moving and bringing change with them.
Facts. Like the coaches have had to move in. Like they got a lot of crazy that goes on. I can't always agree with all the moves it makes on the far extremes of our country, but the diversity of thought is needed right down here in the middle. We are so far removed from experiences being smack dab in the middle. We get a little bit of everything, but never in any level of real consistency until they decide to plant. So I can attest to exactly what he's like. I completely co-sign that, being right here in the middle, watching all of that and being raised by a Californian mama, you know what I mean? Who is constantly like, this is some weird ass shit. Like this, what is this country? But like, what is this? So even after being here for all these years, she still will stop and say, what is this? You know what I mean? So I agree. It's necessary to provide some type of balance because we are very much in the twilight zone around these parts here. It's crazy. Crazy.
All right, we're gonna do this, and this probably gonna be the last one we could do. So since this is probably won't be relevant next week, let's do this one.
Okay.
Clifford Harris, aka T.I., interrupts comedian because she made jokes about him and his wife. Actually, was he wrong for coming on stage, grabbing the mic from her? Was the comedian wrong for the joke? And my question was, why were the security guards standing there doing nothing? T.I.'s Clifford, by the way.
This guy. I'm so sick of T.I. Like, it's making it hard for me to even listen to his music now. Because I'm so tired of listening to him, like, as a man. Like, and I love me some T.I. Like, he was up there in, like, my top rappers for a very long time. But I am so sick of this dude. Like, sick of him. And he was wrong. He was heckling her from the crowd first. And when she decided to go back in on him and finally address it after multiple times telling him to chill the hell out, she then goes in on him, and per usual, she dished but could not take it. And then he want to get all in his feelings and sassy and want to walk up on the stage and set the record straight. Now he want to be big man now. He can't take no joke now. But it was fine when he was a kick from the crowd. So he walks up on stage, does his thing. They back and forth, and then closes space, like touches her, like, he didn't hear anything, but then like this neck grab. Yeah. Yeah, T.I. need to be sat down somewhere. He need to be sat down somewhere. I do not know why security did not intervene, because this wasn't a similar situation from what we saw 2 weeks ago where it was out of the ordinary. Like, what's happening here? There was no damn way that man should have been allowed to walk up on the stage, especially knowing what had been transpiring between them prior to. So security would have had some words shared and hopefully some firing happening for the fact that you did not protect me. You did not secure me, Mr. Guard. While this man was able to roll up on the stage and be all up in my face. That's not cool.
It was multiple security. My man went from sitting on the stage to walking up to the stage, snatching the microphone, sitting on the stage, turning around, standing up, talking to her, walking to the stage, walking up on the stage, in her ear talking, snatched the microphone from
all
her.
All this out of line. Violations.
And there's at least 3 security guards standing there. Mm-hmm. I was just, I think that perplexed me more than any. I was like, so we just gonna stand there and watch the sister get done like this? This is cool. This is culturally okay for us to just sit back and watch a young lady being talked to like that?
After you saw it escalate from where it started?
The moment he walked up to the stage, the moment he pulled that microphone out of her hand, okay, you're doing too much. Come on. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's go. You come on,
it's
dude.
It's because he was who he is. It's because he was T.I. I bet you, because if it would have been even a regular person, I wonder if security probably been like, hey, they would have secured things then. But are you going to be the security guard that stops T.I.?
Absolutely.
You probably would have. But if you're a guy who really prefers to just watch the show, and I'm here because don't know if them pop off at the show, yeah, I'm gonna be. They're starstruck now because this is T.I. It's T.I. If you ever watch Boondocks, you know what we're talking about. It's T.I. Like, you know what I mean? So like, they're
I'm just confused. Like,
these dudes get starstruck when it comes
to I get that. I'd have been like, dang, tip, but I'd still be like, hey, man, come on. Like, my approach might have been different because, like, T.I., come on, dude.
Right.
Hey, come on. And then come on, man, you tripping. Like, that's a woman. Chill out. So I'm confused.
We're all confused right now because just for the way that you just sat here and said, hey, bro, this is a woman. Relax. Then we'll have those who say, I mean, she got up there. She decided to go back and forth with the dude. It's joke.
And was doing her comedy routine. And even if nothing else, if she said something he didn't like and he like, you can leave. You can say something. I don't have a problem with you saying nothing to her. But the moment you approach anyone with aggression, it's like, stop. You're doing too much. Yeah. This is a woman. And what the hell happened to us saying we don't deal with women like that? I don't understand why men argue with women like that. I don't understand why men feel like they're going to approach. Like, it'd be one thing if she swung on them.
Right.
But come on, come on, what are we doing?
And he started it.
What are we doing? Like, for real?
How you get mad when you started, she finishes it, and then you want to get out, you want to storm the stage now? Like,
I'm just confused. I'm just disgusted. It's disgusting.
But this is where we are. And honestly, bro, I appreciate you so much for offering a male perspective when we have these kinds of conversations. And going back to what you said earlier about the squeaky wheel against the oil type of thing, I think that's really, that is a factor. But when you see things like this happen in real time, it's hard to say. It's hard for women to hear men like you when we know you exist. We can reach out and touch you and communicate with you and engage with you on a regular basis. It's hard to hear you guys say, we out here, we exist, we don't think this is right. When you got a whole crowd of men, you got men who are paid to protect.
I know.
And no one does anything.
I know.
No one does anything.
They just watched.
We just saw this. How many
watching.
random other acts like this happen that the women just have to go sit down and deal with that? Like, take that home with them, because a whole arena of folks just let this happen and giggled, probably laughed about it to a certain degree at some point. You know what I mean? So, like, it's really hard. It's really, we want to believe you. We want to believe you so badly. But when you got stadiums of folks, whole concert halls full of folks, when we got fairgrounds full of folks, when you got malls of folks, and you got,
yeah, I hear you. I know.
We don't believe you. You need more people. Like, it's just like, it's some bull. Like, you just feeding us, you selling us dreams right now because it makes y'all feel better to say, well, we do. You don't, though. You might, but y'all as a collective are dropping the protective ball right now. Like, that is just basic. This is wrong. It ain't even a matter of, I know her, I want to do her, like, that's my people. Nothing like that. Just flat out humanity. This is wrong. We have become desensitized to it. And as a woman, it stands out more so to me because, like, woman, protect, like, that's the whole way that we've been brought up. And this whole, and the necessity is there. Like, there, it's not a matter of the necessity is there. So to see that, and then to continue to hear people say it's there, but then it's not. And then you wonder why women are so team each other, because we stand up for one another in those situations. You'll get a group of 5 women going in on a dude and be on behalf of a woman getting done wrong, because it's more strength in numbers. And if we can't protect ourselves, at least they gonna hear us. Okay, like, you gonna know it's some commotion going on over here because all them issues is doing the most. Okay, like, show up because something is going down over there. But that does not happen if we don't make that happen. You know what I mean? And that has been out of experience that has to happen. That's why we don't go nowhere by ourselves, even to the bathroom. Like, we don't do, because we know. So, like,
shame.
On the cusp of all these protection conversations, to see this happen like this and be like, well,
bad. Yeah, par for the course. Another one. Yeah.
And I know. Just post no caption needed. Like, no captions necessary for this.
Yeah, yeah. Mike says T.I. was wrong. It was dead wrong, and comedians need to carry a taser on stage. At this point, you might need to.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
People's social skills have changed. We weren't doing the best at it prior to COVID, but we are really struggling right now. The fact that we had to go inside, literally, us and the house, for an extended amount of time, and now we just all out here, like, exposed all over again, and with all the stuff that we've gone through, we are not well. We are not well. Nobody. We
bad. It's bad.
Got some work to do.
It's bad. Yep. All right. Final thoughts.
This was good. I am so, y'all, be here next week. All right. If you have been enjoying the last couple weeks topics, hot topics, you've been enjoying the deep dive where we've been going, some of these different avenues these conversations have been taking, please join us next week. Like, be here, because we've been cooking. And we're excited for next week's show. All of this is for something. So I'm hoping you've been taking notes, you've been paying attention, you're tapped into our pages and things, because I'm excited for next week. And I want this up until next Tuesday, please, I implore you to get quiet. Observe. I would really like, perfect segue, Eddie. Just take some time to watch a little bit. We've spent a lot of time engaging, sharing, thinking. We've been doing a lot of that, okay? Because we've been stimulated. A lot of overstimulation is happening. Now that things are kind of settling, or hopefully you can find a place to settle, do that. Watch, listen, see how things are landing now, and really, really think, does this do anything for me? Am I needed here? Is my input valuable? Is it verifiable? Is it educated? You know what I mean? Is it valuable? Or should I just learn? Because a lot of the times I think a lot of our frustration and overwhelming feelings that we're getting with all of this access to one another, especially right now, is because we're not really absorbing anything. We are just doing the constant bounce. You know what I mean? It's, oh, got that. Oh, bits and pieces of that. Oh, got that. Yeah. Never really connecting any of the things that we're touching. You know what I mean? So I think the connection, could be made.
There's nothing deep happening, right, with us. It's just all very surface.
Yes.
Very surface, very reactionary.
Yes. We're not thinking. Like, we're just not thinking. Like, does this make sense? Like, it's just not connecting. And I think that's affecting us in a way that we're engaging with each other. I noticed some of the posts are getting we're getting real sporadic, and even in how we're dealing with each other face to face. So just like, I think it's time for a deep pause right now. A lot has happened. A lot of information has been shared. A lot of words have been shared, not necessarily information, words have been shared. And a lot of capitalizing has happened over the last few weeks. And identify your position in the game.
Yeah. I'm going to also say this. I think that one of the things we've got to stop doing is, I think we've got to stop being so shallow in our thoughts. A lot of times we are, I find us to be like, we don't want to see complexity.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times when we won't take the time to see complexity in a situation, it makes us go to one extreme or the other extreme without taking into consideration the complexities, the nuances, so we're so quick to jump and pounce, but then we're like, oh wait, but what about, but you didn't think about, and
could
so
it be?
You haven't done that. So because we haven't done that, we're just reactionary again. We're doing things. I'll use like, we're killing things that don't need to be killed.
Yeah.
So it's like we're literally saying, we're making a decision, a final judgment on something that we haven't even worked through the nuances of that thing. So yes, I agree with Eddie. Meditation is definitely something we should do. We absolutely need to slow down and watch, but I think we need to also don't be afraid to say, yeah, I agree, but or wait, hold on, wait a second, this, and if this is this, then I think that, but if this is this, then I like, we got to think through all of these, in essence, what I'm asking us to do is to raise our emotional intelligence. That's what I'm asking us to do. Like, there's a level of emotional intelligence that we've got to start tapping into, so that as we make decisions, there's more than just a reaction. It's more than just a response based upon the in the moment thing, because that's very immature. I'm calling it what it is. That's not a mature response, and we're mature people. So we need to be able to stop, slow down, and think. And if we do that, be able to back it up and be like, okay, I was wrong in that initial response. Let me reel this back in and do this right. And that's okay to do that. That's okay to do, especially as we're developing. So.
I think that's that's wise. I get, we can't say pick a side and then that just be it. And then you not get any information. If you stop getting information once you make a choice, but the thing is still happening, you are at a disadvantage. And if you can choose a thing and then that is the end of it, cool. But if there's any motion still happening and surrounding that decision, and you are stuck and steadfast in this thing, no flexibility, no room for life to happen, experiences to shift, you are going to be frustrated. And probably wrong when it's all said and done, because things change.
Opinions should change. New information should change.
It change you.
If it doesn't change, I would say if it doesn't change your opinion, it should definitely solidify it. And you should, but solidify it because you've gone through the process of trying to
deciding,
debunk your thought.
Right.
Like, okay, I think this. Let me challenge my thought and see. And don't just be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Do you? Okay. Oh, so we're doing that? Oh, okay. All right. So you just done? No more thinking? You just...
That's not how that works. But if I get, oh, okay, I didn't know that. That's different. Now I got to consider that. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I am different. Maybe I need to adjust this. Okay, maybe I didn't have that information when I thought this. So now that I have this information, I think this. Is this new information good? Was my bad information good? Like, there's a lot of things that we have to process in order before we do. So it's called growing up.
Yeah.
But you know,
imagine
in short, good show.
Yeah.
Good show. A lot of new people, few people on here that I haven't seen before. So yeah, shout out to you all. Thank you, Eddie. I think Eddie is new.
Hey, Eddie. Welcome.
Danielle. I think Danielle is new. Welcome. Let me see. I think I saw a couple other new people on here. So yeah, congrats. Thank you. Y'all come back. Come back again. Medina. Hey, Stacy was on earlier. What's up? Yeah. All right, y'all. Fire starter. Good to see you. Good to see y'all. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, and then our regulars, y'all know we love y'all, so appreciate you, Mike.
Good old Scoop Squad in the building.
Yeah, absolutely, LaGayla. Absolutely. All right.
Thank you, Eddie. We try. We try and shed a little light every once in a while. Keep it lit around here.
Of course, Jamie is here. By the way, tomorrow is Jamie's birthday, so happy birthday in advance. I ain't gonna tell you how she getting older.
Fine. She just getting fine. 55. No, not 50 nothing, but I'm just saying.
Praise the Lord. The Lord is kind. The Lord is good. Amen. Amen.
Sis drinks that water. Skin glistening. All of it.
And she was elegant by design. But so, any final thoughts?
Nah, I didn't talk enough.
Make sure y'all join us Thursday on Clubhouse as well. We got a great show again, 8:00. If you're on Clubhouse, go search The Scoop on Clubhouse. Follow us so you can make sure that you're with us every Thursday on the good Clubhouse. Again, The Scoop on Clubhouse every Thursday is 8 Eastern, 7 Central time that we go live. So we'll see y'all then. And if not, we'll see y'all next Tuesday. Oh, if you're on SoundCloud, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud too. That way you can hear the audio of our shows if you want to go back and listen or share this. Share the show with somebody and that's not on Facebook. So they might just want to listen to our voices instead of faces.
The melodic sounds of
my low voice here for the end of the night. Y'all have a good night.
Damn.
Mike, you know I had that second tenor can do a little bass, huh? Mike, that second tenor can do a little bass now, huh? I was second tenor in college now.
Say that for sis. Say the Barry White for sis. Go and shut that down. I don't even know if I want all that out here in these Scoop streets. Put that up.
Y'all have a good night. See you next week.
Good night, y'all.
Just give me one more shot. If this is goodbye.